guys to everyone. It's the from Poison Rock, and today I have really the pleasure to have with me Elina from Lives Eyes. First of all, how are you?
I'm very good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm happy that I have Lives Eye back again on Poison Rock. This time with you. First time, long time ago. I kind of think 4 years ago. It was with Alexander, and now
Yeah.
I'm. So we are giving 360 degrees of the of Lives Eyes band to Poison Rock.
Good.
Of course, we are here mainly to talk about the release of the new EP Song of Darkness that we will remind, and we will remind during the interview. Will be out the 6th of March. But before start everything, I mean, I know Liz Eyes has almost a lot of history behind it, but I would like to know more about you, Elina. Like, who is Elina and who was Elina before Liz Eyes? So let's take Liz Eyes outside of the context. So who were you? How you started? Like your journey into the music and eventually that led you to Lives Eyes.
Short story, or a long story short, actually. I come from Finland, as you maybe know, and my whole family is actually musicians. They're all classical
Okay.
musicians. So I kind of grew up with the music, and I was always playing. I played some violin and was always singing and also writing some songs. I still have the books that I was writing by hand when I started when I was a kid. And then it just happened that I started taking lessons. I was about 17, and then went to study a degree in Helsinki, and then I moved to London.
Okay, nice.
And I was supposed to stay there for 1 year, and then 10 years later, I was still there. Yeah, it was crazy journey, and during this journey, I met some people. I really fell in love with the rock and metal world,
Okay,
and started my own band, Enkeli Nation, which was Angel Nation then later. And
okay.
with this band, we were actually supporting League's Eyes one time in London, and then a few months later, I got a call from Alex, and that's how it went. Eventually joined the band. So
So
it was
it's
just a circle kind of, yeah,
yeah,
crazy story.
yeah, like it's literally going through Finland and then going through because of course Finland has an amazing background, folklore as in the folk music as well as amazing background also about
Yeah,
the folklore of Finland is different than Norway and other Scandinavian
yeah,
countries. Things that maybe not many people are not aware, but it has. And then you ended up in the cosmopolitan city of London, and so let's say you create your own path, and that
yeah.
led you eventually to Liv's Eyes. And growing up, because you mentioned that you were taking lessons for violin, and when you studied music, there has been outside metal and outside the rock, there has been some icon or some, I don't know, singer or even musician or I don't know, people that gave you influence as a woman, man, also as well growing up.
Well, I mean, of course, there's always people admiring. When I was a kid, I was really, really admiring Placido Domingo. He's, maybe you know him, he's a very famous tenor. And I was watching my VHS tape
I
of
remember.
polka a million times with my friends. So yeah, for example, it's just kind of funny, but yeah, it kind of was influencing me in this way. And then Freddie Mercury has also
Oh,
been a
yeah.
big idol of
Designer,
mine. And
he's
then, of course, I admire so many artists and singers and everything. So it's very difficult to then pick.
yeah, of
There were
course,
also
yeah,
people who helped me, who were very big part of my journey as a vocalist
yeah,
over the years. So yeah, I'm very grateful also for everyone
yeah,
for this.
because I mean, in all these years, Leaves Eyes has been they make their own journey and to have a place in the music scene that no one can take it. I mean, it's like they're like already a pillar of the music. There is not like they have to grow as a band. I mean, it's already big.
Yes.
And of course, like because with Alex, I guess Alexander, I guess we spoke. It was too long ago about the history of the band, about the beginning of the music. So we leave this to the past. We are in the
Yeah,
present.
yeah,
But of
yeah.
course, the last album, at least the last full length, that was Myth of Fate, came out in 2024. And now
Yes.
there is this Song of Darkness. Just to give a brief, just as well, kind of, let's say, uh, meaning to Myth of Fate, in your own word, of course. Like, about the sound, if it was different between the last Viking, what has changed, if something has changed, because those who has been, moment in time during lockdown-ish, going live, can't go live.
Okay.
So it has been kind of crazy moments. So and as well, lyric-wise, just a little brief, and then jump into the EP.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, Myths of Fate
Yeah.
was kind of a little bit different in multiple ways, I would say. As you mentioned, it was like after this crazy pandemic time, it was very hard for us, for personally also, and professionally, obviously. And we got into the writing and getting into this album, and early on, actually, Alex kind of decided that because we had The Last Viking, that was concept album, it had this kind of like a story around the Harald, and he wanted to go more into the mythical themes. So this album is concentrated more on this kind of mystical and magical things as topics and lyrics. And then musically, our long time guitarist Tosso had left the band at this time, and we had a very different kind of approach at this time. So we had a lot of orchestrations from Jonah Weingarten, and we were building a lot of the songs around those orchestrations, working together with him like this, which was a little bit different, starting point for the music. And then also, for example, in Eternity, I wrote this song for Alex's mother, who sadly passed away during the pandemic. So it was, a little bit different kind of process, and I felt personally that I was a little bit more involved in the process, which was nice, and of course always feels a bit different. So it was really like we worked together a lot on this album. I would say.
So let's say that gives us, well, like as we said, after all those turmoil that has been, like, let's say it gives like I don't want to say a turning point, but kind of moves a little bit different in the musical history of
absolutely, yeah.
Life. And now there is this EP. Of course, I want to ask you how the choice. I mean, why the choice of releasing an EP instead of a full length? I mean, the album is pretty recent, though. I mean, of course. But
yeah, I mean, it's we had quite a lot of changes. Also, we have a new label now, and we wanted to get something out and not have a too long pause between the albums. And we thought it would be great to bring an EP out, and also, of course, music video and everything. So, and then continue touring with new material also.
Okay, so
it was just important for us to bring something new, and
up like with a new label as well, showing up with a new material, and then of course that will lead to other new material and get on the road.
Yeah, exactly.
So this is could be said that is another kind of turning point, because it's a new label.
A little bit, yeah.
And about Song of Darkness, I mean, I think we can go through each song, because it's 4 songs. It won't take that long, because it opens with Song of Darkness, the title of the EP. So I think you got more involved as well in the songwriting and everything. Yeah,
this was an interesting song, because it started in a very old-fashioned way, I would say, like an old-school way, that we were literally sitting in one of the studio rooms, Alex and me, just there. I had my tiny keyboard, and he had a combo. We, just were playing around with some chords, and we had a few chords, and then he left, and I was left there alone, and then it just came in my mind, this first phrase of the chorus, just the first few lines. And I recorded it quickly on my phone, and then I played it to him, and then we started to build the rest of the chorus and the rest of the song, and everything snowballed, and it was kind of cool how it came to life, this song. And then of course, the final version, it's a lot of work, then all the arrangements and everything, guitars, drums, everything, but yeah, it was kind of cool how it started. And
And
the story, of course, it's
yeah,
a great one also about Gisli, the Icelandic saga, about revenge and murder and everything. So it
I
works really well
I think that
in
you always had this going through around the myth of could it be Icelandic saga, Scandinavian saga, because it's and I like that you said saga, not like a story, because many people think that are that's a saga, and because sometimes the focus is always about the classic Viking thing, and people forget about the as well. There are Icelandic, there are other saga that are famous
yeah,
as well.
sure.
And
Yeah.
I've never thought about doing something about Finnish folklore because there's the Kalevala, which is a beautiful.
Yeah, yeah. I'm using actually when I write, not necessarily for Leaf Size, but some of my own stuff. I'm using it now as an inspiration a little bit. And yeah, it was also Who Wants to Live Forever. Originally, when I started, we changed it a lot. But when I started writing this song, like the idea, it was based on also Kalevala. So
That's
yeah, it sometimes gives me inspiration too. And
yeah,
yeah,
that's
it would be
beautiful
cool to
because
use someday.
yeah, because I think, like I said, it's a. For me personally, I found it interesting, really beautiful how as well, like the figure of the bear and the nature are so well, like almost like God, like so celebrated, and I think it's also a different aspect to show about the instead of the the Viking scene. It's like more close to the nature in a really almost primitive way that
Yes,
and that's
yeah.
beautiful. Uh, I mean, Finland is an amazing land. I'm trying to find a job and then back up in Lapland, so this is not gonna be easy, but I will be back soon. I will be back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I hope it's a beautiful land. And also, so the EP open with Song of Darkness, and then we have Hall of the Brave. Of course, Hall of the Brave, if I think about it, could remind me of those Viking hall where at the end of a battlefield, I don't know, everyone just gather after a battlefield. But I want to leave to you about the meaning and lyric wise and as well sound wise. We're gonna
Yeah, it's I think this track utilizes a little bit more folk sounds. It has this instrumentation that it's also the orchestration again from Jonah. So it's a very epic song. It's kind of like an anthem, I would say, and it's about Valhalla. So
yeah.
where the fallen heroes go and when they die. So that's like simply said the core meaning of the lyrics.
Yeah.
And then I always hate to like explain exactly because then I like people to kind of make their own
Yeah, of
mind
course.
themselves.
Yes.
But yeah, it's a
Yeah.
very very epic song.
Because of course also epic could sound until the last day as a song could sound
Mhm.
epic because the last day could remind about something epic, last day about I don't know, something, anything could be as well like of a journey, let's say.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, it's a tragic love story again,
I was thinking
quite
about that.
complicated, quite dramatic song. You can hear it also in the music. There's a lot of key changes and all kind of, it's a little bit complex in this way. And it's about the goddess of underworld, Hel, and
Oh,
story that went around Odin's
yeah.
son Baldur and his wife Nanna. So it's about the flames, and of course Alex also says it always that there's always room for a little bit of, fantasy and magic.
It's,
It's always we have to use this as well, but it is
yeah.
based on these real sagas for sure.
Yes, and I mean, and the last one, because of course, to me, the last one, I have a kind of a, I like the title. It sounds poetic for me, like Roots Eternal, sounds something like
Yeah.
poetic. And then I would even give tattoo that because it's kind of poetic. I don't know, like something that stays deep with you forever. They could, like you said, for Frank can mean anything. Mm.
Yeah, exactly. It's also this musically this song came originally from me. It's the ballad from the EP, and we worked on it. I had the lyrics already, but then we wanted to work on them so they would fit the EP a little bit more. And Alex had a great idea of making it about the sacred tree. And I love this image, how the roots are just spreading across everywhere and connecting the whole world, and kind of symbolizes the cosmos and everything. So yeah, it's a very beautiful
So let's say
song.
that all in general, like lyric-wise, or at least what it brings, Song of Darkness, it's kind of there's a epic, there's a, like you said, like epic moment. There's something a little bit about this kind of struggle of love, like but it's all also that claiming about this almost like in a way that it's epic, but as well the remind of a romance, like romantic magic.
Also, yeah,
Yeah,
everything here, yeah, describe it very well.
yeah. I
All
think
these things together, yes.
I think it's something that is missing a lot in the world right now, like having this magic,
Yeah,
So
I know.
we need to have, at least when we listen, music, or we watch movies, just
Yeah.
a little bit of escaping. I mean, it's okay, listen music about what's happening, but also something that gives you kind of a little bit of escape, not of escape because we don't want to face it, but just to feel better, I think. And
Yes, I know what you mean. Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
it's
It's
like when,
the power of the music also,
yeah,
that it takes you into kind of another
yeah.
world, and
And
yeah,
and that's as well, like, because of course there are words about what make it the journey possible throughout. For example, Song of Darkness is the music. It's
yeah,
the all of you playing is your voice, Alex's voice, and then there is, and all the band playing. It's the sound that bring us a kind of an let's say, in a spiritual journey almost, because
yeah.
well, when you put all this saga, there is this beautiful northern spiritualism as well, I guess, in the itself. But I want to ask you also about the artwork, because I see a bead rune. If it has a meaning, the bead rune, put it on the cover art of Song of Darkness.
Yeah, I think this would be a better question for Alex. I'm not an
Alex,
expert on
shout out to Alex, he give us a reply.
but I know that it was made by one of the women who's in the Viking scene. She actually made it for us.
Oh,
And
wow.
yeah, it's a really cool thing to have. We're
That's
using it now,
awesome.
yeah, for shirts and everything, and it looks really, really nice.
Yeah, and
Um,
it's
yeah,
something that it's made for you, for Liv's Eye. So it's a kind
yeah,
of bedroom build that no one can steal it. Many, many.
yeah, yeah, very cool.
Yeah, of course. So because of course, like you said, your sound, the sound of Liv's Eyes, it's not like, like Northern folk. There is a little bit of Northern folk. There is a little bit of epic. There is a little bit of metal. You were really good in all these years to blend, let's say, I don't know even how many genre of music, to blend it all, and never being as a granted as a band, like, oh, that's, I know it's already another almost kind of giving always curiosity to the people to listen even more. But as today, as you said, like, there is a new label, things change in the last years. How we could define in a word, in a sentence, as you prefer, like Liv's Eyes as they are today?
Yeah, that's a good question, because it is important, of course, as a band to have something that's very recognizable also. I mean, obviously we have a metal band, we have the guitars and drums, and we have the heavy sound. But then, for example, what was always prominent also in Liv's Eyes music was the instruments like nyckelharpa and all these
Yeah,
other instruments that we're using in the music, which gives it a little different kind of flavor.
yeah,
Uh, and then, of course, yeah, combining different vocals between us,
yeah,
and we're exploring more and more, of course. Myself, I always want to develop as a singer, and I think I have a lot since the 10 years I've been in the band. So it's always cool to try new
yeah.
things, and like in Song of Darkness, I like how it has the lightness and it has the darkness also with my voice.
That's
It's
beautiful.
very it's very low and it's very high,
It's,
and it dynamically also kind of able
yeah,
to use my voice
and I
very versatile
yeah,
way.
and I find it beautiful when you can also, in a let's say metal band, quote unquote, introduce instrument such as the that you mentioned, nickel harpa, it could be mararpa, tagelarpa, and just play it and blend it with a with a more electric side, because
Yeah,
you kind of bringing folklore and tradition with the today. It's a good way also to for youngest people that I mean there's a lot of bands. I think most of the world already knows this instrument, but there are still people that in the metal scene they are not aware what is a mararpa, a galarpa. So give a new opportunity also to play with some new instrument. I have a galarpa in my own room, but I still don't know how to play it.
Yeah.
I try to practice, but the bow it's that's the problem.
Oh yeah, I've seen him playing. It looks very difficult.
But the sounds are amazing, and
yeah.
Of course, going back to the EP, so let's say the EP that will be, we repeat again, will be out the 6th of March through Raining Phoenix Music. Will be out. Will be physical copy, or you decided to just release it only in MP3, like I say, like streaming services?
No, there will be a physical copy for sure. Yes.
Okay.
And other stuff as well that I don't know if I'm allowed to say, but there should be some cool editions of it actually. So,
okay. There are also some merchandise that is planned for.
Yes. I just got the first glimpse of the merch, and there will be.
And it's always available in I think the website of the band. There are different.
At the moment, at least when we're going out on tour, playing live, it will be there. So I don't know. We'll see how long the stock will last if it will be also online.
Okay,
so I have to ask about this.
So you mentioned about tour. There of course that you can say. Of course, there are some live shows that you planned already.
Yes, we have this. We're doing few European shows now.
Okay.
In the beginning of March, so I think we're starting on the 5th, so just when the EP is coming out.
Like release party.
Yeah, that should be cool. We're gonna also, we already played Song of Darkness live, but then we're gonna also play another song live, and it's always exciting, to bring the new songs to the stage.
So it's gonna be around Europe, and
yes,
also some festival during the summer that you're planned already, or at least announced, at least.
Yeah, there is one in I believe in Serbia, is one in August. And hopefully there will be more still in process.
And so at least for the moment, everything that it's brought is like this new release. But I think you already thought about like a new upcoming full length in the future, like in the.
Of course, yes, it's in full making. We're in full swing. It just always takes time and to combine everyone's lives and the studio and going on tour and then finding the time. Really, because you can't rush it. You have to take the time.
Yeah, exactly.
But yes, we are well on the way.
And as well, like for being like after all these years being here with all these album released, I mean, if for sure people can say, of course, there will be an album coming, there will be a tour coming, there will be Live's Eyes gonna be tour everywhere. But before ending, like from your perspective, what is the main message that Live's Eyes want to like show to the world, show to the people, like they carry with you, like for you, like when you go to stage, what would you like the people perceive?
I think it's kind of a lot about what you already mentioned. So it is a kind of a little bit of an escape from the everyday life to, you can enjoy to immerse into the world of Live's Eyes with the lyrics, with the music, also with the visuals. We often have Vikings on stage and we like to, bring the songs to life. Of course, the bigger production, the better. So you can't always, do everything you would like to, but it's a great canvas for imagination. So
so that's I mean, I look forward to see you in Italy, because I know that you've already been in Italy and you will be again in Italy because Italy loves you. I don't know, there's something in there he loves about epic music, and like as well folk is opening even more the world, which I'm happy about. But and I was happy again to have a kind of a welcome back of Live's Eyes, but this time with you, that I was really looking forward to meet you and of course send my greetings to Alex, and
I will. Yes.
See you for the next I don't know, tour announcement, album announcement, whatever it's gonna be.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much.
It was really a pleasure, and have a good rest of the day. Bye.
Thank you. You too.
Bye.